looking at what you guys. I want to thank everyone who's here right now. We've got over 1,000 already, 107 likes. Those likes are really helpful. I know YouTube is hiding stuff on me now. Go show back to chat. Yeah, we are not your tech support to watch F1. Like, guys, we're Watchalong. You're supposed to be able to have the stream open or the watch on TV as got our stream open. We can't show you the audio. We can't play the video. That would be a copyright infringement, and we would be taken down probably for it. We don't want to be taken down. We like our stream. So that's why we're very particular about don't ask for links in chat and don't go in that direction, because we're trying to protect the stream that we have from being taken down by FOM, essentially, or agents of FOM, essentially. F1 is just starting their coverage right now. They're in that 5 minutes. They're playing the theme at the moment, so that's cool. Just want to see what else you guys have been saying. And that's, T Plays is pointing out, I can't watch F1. I watch this and highlights on the F1 chat. That's perfectly fine. That's part of why we're here, like, to help you guys. I'll admit, like, the first, like, several races in I think it was 2021 when I started really watching again. I was just watching the stream here. I was listening to Ryan commentate and watching the stream. That was, before it was that race disc was data visualized the other channel that we were on previously. You guys do like to trash talk each other. I have to watch out sometimes. We've got Jose Yentel RS, Too Legit. There's more of you here. These are our regulars who are in green. They've joined the channel. They have access to a set of emojis. Our favorite one is probably the box emoji. If you have not had a chance to like or subscribe, now's a good time to do it. We've got over 124 subscribers. Can't go wrong with the army. We are going to be. There's no race today. It's just practice, and we're not going to show the video or the audio because that's a copyright issue. Just said that, Mazzy. Again, we're watching along. I'm here to tell you what's going on. The time machine will help tell you what's going on. We've got a nice display of where the cars are on track. So that will help you. That sometimes is more useful than what you're seeing on the TV display. Sometimes the video coverage is spotty. Speaking of spotty things, it is cloudy right now. It has been spitting rain. About 5 minutes ago, AccuWeather was saying that it was just rain was about to stop. So it's moist in the area. It's like we've got 69% humidity. Yes, 69. Nice. We're adults here. Though we do have children in the chat. No, thank you, Adam. Thank you for watching our stream at Imola. That's cool. Yeah, definitely. Like, if I was to go to the closest track in F1 would be Coda. If I was at Coda, I definitely would have this stream up. If I wasn't doing commentary, and it looks like Hamilton is the first one to line up to go out on track. He's waiting for the green light to go. We're about a minute from there. So, of odd curiosity, as this goes green over in Indianapolis, the final practice for the Indianapolis 500 will be starting as well. So if something happens over there, I will definitely tell you about that. And that if something like big something as a very fast lap or an accident happening, God forbid an accident happens at this point, I'm about ready to go. Just waiting for the green light to them to go, give them the green light to get on track. Who do we root for in Indy? Right now, actually, Kyle Larson is one of the drivers I'm rooting for in Indy. It's hard to not be nostalgic about McLaughlin because he's in the yellow sub. For those who don't know, the yellow sub is refers to the livery that Rick Mears drove at the Indianapolis 500, won in the Indianapolis 500 in the yellow sub livery, which is the Pennzoil. It's a yellow car with the Pennzoil oil on it, basically. So it's a very nostalgic, very classic livery that McLaughlin. He's on pole as well, which those don't know, history was made again at, and then we've gone green light. One of the Haas's, Hamilton. So it's Hamilton, K. Meg, Russell, Sargent, Hulkenberg out the first five out the gate. So we're waiting for them to get onto track. Cardo's next. I think Alonso's next in the line. And that's all I can see right now. So history has been made again at Indianapolis. Rick Mears is one of three guys part of the Penske team, and they were basically, I think, 86. They locked out the front row, and this year with the yellow sub again, the Penske team has locked out the front row with McLaughlin, Powers, and last year's winner. This is the third on that row. So we've got Alonso, Verstappen, Perez, Gasly, Ocon out already. Hamilton's now come around. He's now starting what would be his first flying lap. Norris coming out for his out lap. Magson about to start his flying lap now. Seven Dragon saying that Hulkenberg is can see Hulk getting pole. That's very possible. You don't need to have to fight. Like, this is not a track about pure speed. It's about porting and control. And if you're gonna kiss the wall. Rain condition. It rained about a half an hour within the last half an hour. It's been spitting. The F1 crew says it's been spitting and spotty at times. We could potentially get more rain. You know, drizzle on the track, sprinkles. How do you see Ricardo for this race? Um, it really comes down to quali with Ricardo. If he qualifies well, that will be a big deal. I'm gonna be real shocked when Pulaski has pole. Yeah, Oscar got the Matt Gallagher biggest flop prediction this weekend. So if he gets pole, gets a win, it looks like Tommy pulled a Superman by pulling off his glasses. For those who don't know, I'm talking about the P1 podcast with Matt and Tommy. Well respected podcast in is the track wet? I don't think the track doesn't look wet. It looks particularly dry at the moment. Yeah, and the thing about Matt with the flop curse, it started last year. He was very strong with the flop curse last year as well. So it's been going almost a year of him cursing people. So we've got, why is it slow? One of the Ferraris is going slow at the moment. I guess he's getting distance from the Red Bulls. And then over in Indianapolis, cars are on track already. The big story this year in the Indianapolis 500, Magazine's taking Hamilton's going to take P1 with 114. That's we saw faster times, so this is still early times for time. Max has a good sector 1, faster sector 2. That times will tumble quickly. So we got Hamilton, Magnussen, Hulkenberg, Sargent, but they're the ones who went out early. So and there's Max with 113.775. Again, we saw I think one into the 112s in FP1, and Max did a 111 pole last year. So and he's on a hard tire anyway. So be interesting to see where that goes. Max did the fastest sector 2, sector 3 on that lap. So Russell has jumped up to P2 with 114.024. Sainz has jumped up to the P5 with sector 3 fastest. Now it's been pushed down by Tsunoda to P. So Tsunoda's P5, Sainz P6. These are the 114s. Charles hasn't set a time yet. He's got down a fastest sector 1, fastest sector 2. He's on track for a full purple lap here. We'll see how this is going. Stroll has jumped up to a P4, the 114. And Leclerc has gone into 113.404. So 3/10 faster than Max. Again, we were closer to the 112s at the top of the board, the FP1. So we're still picking up speed at this point. Hamilton is putting together a lap at the moment. Fastest first sector. Bruce in sector 3. He's in the third sector right now. He has a McLaren and who's the other one? It looks like a Alpine he had to go by. That's probably why he lost time. And then we've got a fastest sector 3 for Hamilton. He goes P1 113.309, so the 10th faster than Leclerc. Oil up. Sorry, Tyrannical. What do you mean by oil up, buddy? And oh boy, there's that barrier that they're all kissing. Lance just did that. Ocon did it, and Oscar did it. See those gums. Oh, I love. Let's see those gums. Yeah. Well, I'm not a face man on this stream, unfortunately. That's Ryan's job. Ocon just jumped to a P8, which is good after not getting out on track for most of the session. He had a power unit fault issue. K-Mag just jumped to P5, 7.2 behind Verstappen. Just jumped to P1 with 113.265. Leclerc on a new flying lap. He's had sector 1, sector 2. Russell has sector 1 right now. Leclerc is gaining speed in sector 3. He's going to go P1 112 372. Wow, that's almost a whole second. Russell right now doesn't like he's proving his time in sector 2. Did he back out of the lap? That's something to take an eye on as he goes further. And that speed kind of carries him over into sector 1. So it says he's hit the wall. See if we got a replay of that. And we're already 10 minutes in. We've got Leclerc in the 112. Here is Sargent bouncing around. And his rear left tire is going to touch the barrier. And he's going to, yeah, his rear left hit the barrier and it ended up. We got Norris hitting that barrier that Oscar and others have hit. One of the advertisements for oh, Yuki hit the same spot. They're all gracing that barrier. Let's go with the Alpine again. Okay. What's the sergeant doing? Destroying one of the Rolex advertisements on the track. Ooh. Yeah, I was asking, do you like this circuit? It's hard because it's not a fast circuit. Um, it it's one of those. The cars have evolved past what this circuit could be. And part of it is that the cars are too big for the circuit, and that's something that with not with the 2026 regulation, but like the 2030 regulations they're looking to shrink the car down. They're starting to do that in 2026. Like there'll be more of that in 2030. I believe it's the next regulation change after that. It's a hard, again. It has a hard circuit. It's not. I mean, it's not that it's unforgiving. That makes charm. Makes it technical. But the cars are a little too big, and because they're a little too big, it makes it hard to overtake. So that's one of the things. If we can get the cars shrunken down a little bit, I mean, these cars are like significantly bigger than what we saw in the '90s, and that's a huge issue. Yeah, F1 cars need to go out. Yeah, well, part of the issue is that they brought in a lot of safety features, particularly like the halo. So that brought in size and weight to the car. Now that they've established that safety, they can try and shrink it down to a more manageable, more concise package. Can we get up an oil? No, that is the oil up version of me. You need to move on from that tyrannical. Moving back, just taking a glance over at Indy, and we're seeing cars they're riding in formation. So there's like we're in Indy quali, it's just one car on the track at any time. Right now, it's multiple cars as they would be racing. Casaneves right now, he is He is a four-time winner of the Indianapolis 500. He has the chance to break the record and become the single five-time winner if he wins this year. He's right now on top of the boards over at Indy. And they're following along Kyle Larson on the Peacock stream. He's going to be starting in the middle of the second row, which is incredible for a rookie. Kyle Larson comes from NASCAR, and he's a champion of NASCAR. So it's on par of saying, hey, Nigel Mansell when Nigel came to IndyCar in the 90s. So right now we have Leclerc getting a better time on the board. So Leclerc has gone back to P1. He was P1 already, but he's improved his time to a 112.125. He found another eighth of a second, approximately. Hamilton is P2, Sainz is P3, Alonso is P4, Norris is P5, Verstappen is P6, Russell is P7 on the board right now. Bring up the timing sheet again. So right now, everyone's on track in Monaco. The only exception of Hulkenberg in the pits. Sargent's coming out on new soft tires. Cardo's done 9 laps. We've got Leclerc, Hamilton, Alonso, Norris, all done 8 and 9 laps on mediums. Verstappen's 9, so he's fifth, ninth on. Done 9 laps on hard tires at fifth. Russell just jumps to sixth right now. 10 laps on mediums. Hamilton's on a flying lap right now. So there's an Albon Magnussen question of impeding. That's not. Hamilton's going to jump up to a 112.530. Got a Max going through. He's going to jump to P3 with 112.723. Again, Max did a pole of 111, 1 minute 11 seconds last year. We're still in the 112s. Do you think Hamilton can win? It's all about qualification here, and we've got Charles improving, not just improving on his times, but fastest lap as well. And he's got several subsectors already in sector 3, and that's gonna. There we go. We've got a 111.5. So we've got Leclerc. So is 111 possible? Yes, it is. Max. I don't know if he kissed the barrier, but he was pretty close. So, yeah, again, the issue with Monaco is because it's hard to overtake. Qualification becomes a big. It becomes more important. Like the game is set by qualification, more so than any other track. So yeah, last year, so Max did a 111. Thank you, Philip Militon. So Max did a 111.365. We've got a 111.573, 2/10. So Charles is 2/10 off of what Max did last year. That's why they're showing him in the cockpit. Yeah, there was issues with vibration in the cockpit. That will throw things off. And did that just happen? Why is Perez so slow compared to Max? Perez was on a medium tire. Not sure why. But Max has been out on track longer. Perez has only done 9 laps. He's in the pits right now. Newey's going to be in the pits in Pacific races through the rest of this year. And this Monaco would be one of these races. When will they drift their way through the corners? Because that would destroy the tires. Actually, snow. That would destroy the tires in their usability for racing. It's actually better for them to slow down and take it properly than to try and do a drift. Could McLaren win in Monaco? Absolutely, they've got the car to do it. Do you think Thin Ali Bierman is what Sai Ganandi is saying? Get another chance in F1. Oh yeah, oh no, Ali's probably has a seat next year. It's just a matter of the rest of the driver market to shake out before that comes into play. Um, Kimi Antonelli is the other one that possibly has a seat next year, replacing someone. Jelly, any updates? Will there be rain this weekend? Or it has rained. We've had some drizzle and sprinkles at the track, and there's been weather in the area already. So a lot of people are in pits. Only who are out right now are Sainz, Gasly, Tsunoda, Albon, Ricardo, Sargent, and Zhou. He's been how many crashes DNF safety cars he's with this weekend. The percentages that they are giving, safety car percentage is at 57%, and a virtual safety car probability is 43%. Read into that as you see. They said there was 100% for a safety car at Imola, and we didn't get one. So read that into as you see. We're at 37 minutes left to go in this session right now. We've got Charles Leclerc on top of the board with a 111.573, 2 tenths off of what Max did last year for the pole. Again, this is Racing Chicken YouTube channel, and this is Crash with you, giving you live by action what's going on in Monaco and occasional updates of what's going on with the last practice over in Indianapolis right now. Again, these are two of the crown jewels of motorsports, so the third being Le Mans. Uh, Being asked who's my favorite for the Drivers' Champion 2024 this year, I don't. I don't have a favorite. I mean, it's easy to say, oh well, it's probably Max. Well, because Max is leading the championship, he's been so dominant. But it honestly, I try not to have a favorite, so I can sit back and enjoy the whole everything, whether it's the top, middle, back, what stuff is happening. Right now, we only have 3 cars on track: Sainz, Albon, and Zhou, and that's reasonable. Like Max did 12 laps on a hard tire. So did Leclerc and Hamilton. Oscar. Um, I can't tell if weather is a play in this. Sargent is out on soft tires. Yeah, Max is in the pit right now. He's not out on soft tires at the moment. Albon just went to a P2. 112.452. Yeah, that came out of nowhere. That is interesting. Why Antonelli and Behrman? Well, Behrman has points in F1 this year. That makes him. Sargent just jumped to a P6, 112.790. Phil, is a 110.8 possible? I don't think so. I think we're still in the 111s. He's on the map? What's going on? We what are you talking? I'm looking at a different timing board. Come on. All right. So my time board did not update. So there we go. Verstappen is on a soft tire now. Huh. So top of the board right now, we got Leclerc. Perez went P2 on a soft tire. And we got Albon. Max is on a soft tire, so he should be cooking something in a moment. He's improved in his first. He's on a hot lap already. He's improved in his first sector, improved in sector 2. But Leclerc is improving again. Another fastest sector 1. He's going. He's going for that 111. That 111.3. Max is going to go to a P11 181. So he's a half second off his pole time. Clerk, fastest sector 1, sector 2. He is on track for a full purple lap. He does a 111.278. Leclerc has beats the record. So he did a 111.2. Max did a 111.3 last year for the pole. So Leclerc has a faster time already here. And this is a more representative of what you'll see in the track in terms of quality in the race. So that is huge. No red flag. We're still in a green flag setting. We did have a red flag in FP1. That was due to Zhou hitting the wall and destroying his wing. That put a lot of pieces onto the track. Oh, Max, just a moment ago. That was Perez. Ooh, he says it was right is horrendous. Can't see the apex from turn 3 from the front. So Max is pitted and has put on a different set of soft tires. It seems. Either that, it's the same softs, but adjustments that they've made. Hamilton's in the pits right now. Oscar's in the pits right now, and Zhou's in the pits. Yeah, Lance Stroll right now going through. He's doing a P4 ultimately with a 112.219. Ooh. So it looks like Red Bull's just going to have to work out for now. This is Jose in chat. To fix the vibration bouncing looks bad on both cars. That's been seeing that as well. Why the Red Bull has this now is interesting because they were the team that did not have porpoising issues when these regulations came out 2 years ago. Oscar being let go from the pits now. Norris jumping to P3 with 111.953. So we've got 3 drivers in the 111s already. Um, is Tyrannical, is that one of the diss tracks on Drake? Right now. Oh, Perez is bouncing around. That's not smooth. Yeah, I'm not really interested in the battle between Drake and everyone else, to be quite honest. It's just gotten eh. What tire is Lewis on? Lewis, where is he? He's on a soft tire. It looks like he's used the soft tire. Max is pitting after just one lap on track. Zhou is also pitted. He's at the bottom of the sheet. I can't always see it. We've got 29 minutes left to go in this session. You're listening to Races YouTube channel, and we've got commentary going right now for the live action for Practice 2 for Monaco, and then occasionally some updates from Indy as stuff happens. Charles again with another purple sector 1. Max hit the wall. Yeah, he's been. Was that the barrier that he hit, Rory, you're talking about? Because he came very close. He's been. Yeah, they're checking everything. Backed off in purples. Yeah, Leclerc has been 6 laps on these current soft tires. Alonso's P2 right now. He's done a 111.7553. He is 0.475 off of, so almost half a second off of, just under half a second off of Leclerc's time. Verstappen's over half a second on that. Sargent in the pits, and Joe is still in the pits. This is interesting to watch. Max hitting the wall. We've got Alonso up here. We've had Stroll up in the top 5 right now. One of the interesting things is that last year's F2 champion, Theo Pourchaire, he has now gone to the United States and will, after Indianapolis, will be full time in one of the Arrow McLaren. I think it's the Arrow McLaren, one of the Arrow McLaren cars for the rest of the season. He's replacing David Malukas, he injured himself in a non-racing incident, and has not recovered. Max's tires. Max last was on. He's still in the pits. He was on soft tires. The only ones who are not on soft tires are basically is Oscar, Ricardo, Tsunoda, and Bottas. And I don't know where's Joe. He's on a medium tire. There we go. already Leclerc has gone fastest in Sector 1 again. Another, geez, 18.68. Looks like he's backing out on in the 40. Yes. So he did a backing out of that lap. No, sir. Again, this is Monaco. You don't want him to be when the race comes. You want him to be this way tomorrow during qualification. Why this is not an overtaking track? It's short. It is narrow. The cars are wide. It's just the cars aren't really suited to this track. Oh, okay, I saw he just before the tunnel. Leclerc, his back end wiggled in a weird way. What happened to Max? Did he crash? He didn't crash. He did touch the wall, and that's why they're checking on his car at the moment. One crappy deal is zone two. That's another issue. Yeah, I mean, there's it. I mean, Monaco's here because of tradition and prestige. Ooh, did I just see Norris hit the wall? Ooh. So Science just did a 111.9. Norris is ahead of him in P4. Hamilton is coming. Is Monaco the worst track? No, Monaco isn't the worst track. It's not the best. It's not. It's one of those not one of the best traps, but it's not the absolute worst. Oh no, Miami is a decent track, and Las Vegas is an awesome track. Las Vegas is what as best as you're going to get is an oval in F1. Um, yeah, Vegas we saw overtakes. That's a good track. Vegas is a good track. It's a fast track. It's about speed. Again. It's the closest you're going to get to an oval you're ever going to get in F1. Ooh, what is going on with McLaren's locking up? So Max is back on track with a soft tire. Could be the same soft tire. Um, yeah, you don't need to repeat yourself. So Hamilton has moved up into the P2 position with 111.466. He is 2/10 off where Leclerc is. So, so our top 6 drivers are in the 111 right now. Just looking right now, notable instances. One Mel says the worst track is Azerbaijan, literally half rectangle, half octagon. Mm. Where's Norris's car damage? Not sure to be quite honest. I know he might have tapped the wall, so Welcome, Awesome Gammon. Just ask questions in chat. Again, if you don't understand, just ask in chat what's going on. What's S1, SS2? What's the gap mean? What does this mean? What does the colors mean? Go right ahead. We're here to help you understand F1. Being asked, so who's going to make the poll in your opinion? I mean, like right now, Leclerc is looking good. Hamilton's looking good. You just can't leave out Max pulling it together. Checo is it's a street course, so Checo is in that group. If again, that's basically if Red Bull can get their act together with the cars at the moment. Yeah, Ricardo's at 9 laps on a medium tire. Gasly's 8 laps on a soft tire. Bottas is 9 laps. These are definitely race runs. Sainz, the other one, 8 laps. Norris is coming back out. He's going to come out onto a medium tire though. Uh, just looking at what some of the things you guys are asking about. Do you think there's a chance for Ferrari? Yes, absolutely. Like Charles has got a faster lap speed. That's faster than last year's pole. So, what is the yellow red sector? So yellow. So we let's go over colors. Um, Someone who's got the fastest lap. So if you look at Leclerc and is number one. That purple means he's got the fastest lap. Um, if you see sector colors, see time colors, purple means it's the fastest sector, fastest lap. Green means that the driver has improved in their time in that sector. Yellow means that they've made a color, they made a time that's slower than their best attempt so far in this session. And then red is just a bigger. The little dots underneath are subsectors. So typically we look at the track in 3 parts: sector one, sector three. Those little dots are taking the track and breaking down into smaller sectors, subsectors that we call. We've got 17 again, sorry, 18 minutes to go in this session right now. Ooh, gonna wiggle from one of the Red Bulls. We got Norris starting on a flying lap. Purple just indicates that whether that sector or the lap or the subsector that they've gone the fastest so far in this session. And that's really helpful. I can see, like, based on the subsectors, if I see greens and purples in that sub, I know that that's a fast that they're improving on their times. And right now, it looks like a lot of people are doing race runs at the moment. Pit entry is at the I believe at the end of the third sector, just before the start finish line. The exit of the pit is at the beginning of the first sector. So we've got a lot of people in the pits right now. Max is coming out on hard tires though. That's not that's interesting. Hulkenberg coming out on medium tires. He's done a total of 20 laps. Max has done a total of 23. Most so far has been, I think, Leclerc, 25. Him and Gasly, 25. So Gasly's still on track. He's done 11 laps on soft tires. His teammate has done 12 on soft tires. Who else? Sainz is still on track, 10 laps on the soft tire. Capital, is there a way to know which track is more suitable for each team? It is. You got to start with the team and where they specialize. So like, Imola to a certain extent, Monza and um the Las Vegas are all speed. These are tracks built for speed, and so the Ferraris typically, the Haas's should have an advantage. Should have advantage there. So I was having a difficult time. This P12. I mean, he's on a medium tire right now. He may not be doing a quality. He's probably not doing a quality program right now, which is what's going on. So for those who are asking, for each race, three tires. So there are, for the season there are five soft tire compounds, and they rate them from C1 through C5. We are using, so C1 being the hardest tire, C5 being the softest tire. We're using 3 as our hard tire, C4 as our medium tire, C5 as our soft tire. We've got Max and Yuki not dealing with the road appropriately. So we're using the fastest compounds. Essentially, the softer tire, typically it's a softer. Oh, there's pure Gasly touching the wall. It is really odd because touching the wall can be is for the most part, for the majority of the time, if you hit the wall, it's going to slow you down. But there is a weird, odd scenario where you bounce off the wall instead and you pick up time, or you just bounce off the barrier just in a weird way. Where they're going to look at the Verstappen Tsunoda for impeding at turn 14. Circuit Paul Ricard, the French. So Circuit Paul Ricard is a weird track because it was originally just a test track, and then they started just having actual races there, and it's so there's not one layout of that track. There are multiple layouts of that track, and that makes it, from a visual standpoint, really odd to look at. You got Albon coming through. He is close to the wall, but not touching it. Hitting the curb's good. It's going to come through the start finish line. Albon's going to be, he's on a medium tire. He's 4 seconds off, though. Looking at right now, Sainz, Stroll, Perez. We have a yellow flag. What sector, though? And the yellow flag has gone away. So it's probably I guess it's going to be a sector 1. Someone has come off the track, has come back on. No, Leclerc has not binned it. If he had binned it, there would be a red flag right now. And that was yellow back to green. We are 11 minutes 40 seconds left. That's where my stream timer is. Here's the yellow flag that I saw earlier on the timing board. Yeah, Hamilton is out on a medium tire. He's not improving on his times. He's 5 seconds off. So this is definitely a race pace scenario that he's doing right now. So showing Charles, and yeah, he misses the turn. He turns goes into the turn off. Time, that's their lap time as well, and that's their last lap that they've done. It will flash between the last lap they've done and their fastest lap at times. So like Leclerc has done a 1:11.278, but this lap is not going to be anywhere near that. Yeah, we're looking at long runs at the moment, which is interesting. Again, we've got about 10 minutes and 20 seconds left to go in this session. You are listening to the Racing YouTube channel. This is Grash right now with you doing commentary, doing the live-by action, trying to keep you up with happenings at Indy as well. Scott Dixon is at the top of the board. Hale Castaneros is 2 at the moment. They did a 227 and a 226 mile per hour laps. Again, if you got any questions, just drop them in chat. Simon, will there be daylight tomorrow? I don't know. Will there be cloud cover over you tomorrow? Perez pointing out that Perez's contract Red Bull runs out this season. Yeah, and then his seat is one of the questions of what is going to happen next year. What's going to happen next year? I mean, the big one, what has shooken up the driver market, it put into overdrive early, was that before the season start, Hamilton was going to be going to Ferrari, and that meant, and they had already locked up Leclerc, which means Sainz is the odd man out. He is still the most eligible bachelor, I guess, for a team. Um, uh, the 3 teams in play with Sainz really are Red Bull, Mercedes, and Sauber, which is the green stake kick, as whatever you want to call it, which will become Audi in 2026. Um, Carlos's father is connected to Audi. This isn't a bachelor party. Uh, uh, my bad phrasing in my part. So because the Sainz family is well connected with Audi, that's why. Sainz linked to Williams I think it's linked to Williams as well. Um, but ultimately, like, so that those are the 4 teams that he's linked with right now as possibilities. So that's I think with Williams. If Sainz were to go to Williams, he would be replacing Logan Sargent. But it's more likely that Ollie. No. One of the issues with that second seat is that it's more likely to see Sargent be replaced by Kiminelli for next year, depending on how he does in FP2. I mean F2 this year. The other rookie, Ollie Behrman, who has points. Um, he is likely going to, I believe, Haas is the last thing I heard. I'm being asked about weather prediction for quality race. It looks that we're going to see basically it's going to be clear the next 2 days. Is it raining right now? No, it's not raining right now. It had been sprinkly-ish before this session, so we've got 6.5 minutes left in this session right now. No, science has not been confirmed. Science does not have a contract for next year. So same is Bottas. There's a lot of drivers. Both of the Alpine drivers are up for grabs. We know Hulkenberg is going to the Sauber, so there's a seat open with Haas. So we are very much in a very fluid and flux state with the driver market. And we're about 5 minutes to go left in this session. You are listening to the Racing Ticket YouTube channel. Again, Grash with you going over this action right now. We're following Hamilton. Just came out of the tunnel pretty cleanly. Why is there really mentioned to go to Red Bull? Because it's more of an issue that he is not good enough for that second seat in Red Bull, to be quite honest. Red Bull is looking for an A driver. He's really a B driver, to be quite honest. Um, he's a driver who we don't know. I mean, the Red Bull scenario is they've got five drivers. We know Max is pretty much should be locked in. Um, but then there's now three seats for four drivers. What is Ricardo has not improved. His performance has not warranted him to stay with the Racing Bulls. So up until I would say, I mean, out of seven races, only two have not been particularly spectacular. We see Charles cutting a corner. Yeah, 4 minutes to go in this session right now. What's going on, Russell? So Russell is telling his engineer to keep an eye on data because it feels something weird in a straight line is what he's saying. Bird thinks Thanks will win. Yama's asking, should F1 allow more teams to participate? Absolutely. That's a huge problem with F1 is there are only 10 teams. There should be really 11 and 12 teams on this grid, to be quite honest. I mean, we're looking at 20 cars, and I'm looking at IndyCar, and I'm looking at NASCAR with like over 30. Thoughts on Prima Racing joining IndyCar? That's actually really cool that Prima is going to be joining IndyCar. I mean, there's no room for them. They're not going to get into F1 because F1 is being weird about the number of teams. Really, I mean, like, so why expand where you can? And IndyCar is easy to expand to. It'll be interesting to see where Prema, who they bring as drivers, and who is their engine manufacturer, and how they start. But they're not starting from out of nowhere, nothing. It's not like Hendricks, which is basically joined up with Aaron McLaren to do a car. Yeah, no one's really improving right now. They're not doing quali runs. They're doing long runs. Like at the top, Leclerc has done 9 laps. So has Hamilton. So has Alonso on medium. Max came in a few laps ago, but he's done 5 laps on hard. But he's done 34, which is one of the most. I mean, besides him, it's been Alonso, Leclerc did 35, Albon has done 36. Magnussen has done 7 laps on the soft, six. for Ocon, 9 on Ricardo on a medium. So they're not going for quali runs right now. Unless they're not doing quali runs, and they don't think they have enough time to pit and come out and do a lap. Particularly with the soft tires, it looks like those soft tires are taking 2 laps to get up to performance that they need. I think the issue with Kimi is that he's not ready for F1 because he's not old enough. He's not 18. But I believe he has the points to join on the grid if need be. Albon is basically complaining it's the same as last year. Or tires are eating into the curves at turns 3 and 4. And we're coming to the end of the session right now. Isn't that too young? It is very young, but Max was even younger. But I'm looking right now. Looking at you guys, a lot of you don't think Kimmy's ready for it. I mean, he is the hot talent right now. He's the hot thing in F2. I mean, Ollie Behrman is the other hot thing, but he's got points in F1, so he's proven that he can do what he can do. I mean, in a Ferrari car, no less. So we're coming to the end of the session right now. Leclerc, Hamilton, Alonso are going to take the top of the board. Verstappen is going to be fourth. He's going to be over half a second off of Leclerc's time. Leclerc is going to be faster than Max's pole from last year. We have Norris, Sainz, Stroll, Perez, Albon, and Russell rounding out the top 10. Tsunoda, Oscar, Madison, Ocon, Hulkenberg to the top 15. And then the last 5, Ricardo, Gasly, Sargent, Bottas, Zhou at the back of the grid. Again, it's practice. We'll see what happens tomorrow with FP2, FP3, and then with quali. I want to thank everyone who's here. Again, there's about 4,000 of you are still watching right now. We got over 600 likes. Thank you so much. It helps us with the algorithm because we have no clue what the algorithm is doing anymore with YouTube. Again, we are coming to a close of our F2 coverage. I want to thank everyone who's come. We will be back tomorrow for FP3. That will probably be the end for me for this weekend with you. But there is, again, this is a wild weekend. We've got Monaco. We've got the Indianapolis 500. And then one of the stories going on between, and then the Coke 600. The big story right now is that we have Kyle Larson, who is in both the Indianapolis 500 and in the Coke 600. He'd be possibly doing the double. And Larson is starting on the second row of Indy. He is a rookie who could potentially win the race. He's a talent level. We're talking Nigel Mansell level talent rookie at the Indianapolis 500. So the Sunday is going to be a very interesting day, very long day. I'm just looking at any more questions from you. Thank you guys who enjoyed my commentary. And I will catch up with you tomorrow. Take care, everyone. Stay safe and have fun.